Barrister Adam, what do you call what happened in Ibadan on Saturday regarding the PDP's convention? We had separate court orders, one from Ibadan, stopping, approving of the convention too, and another from Abuja Federal High Court saying, no, INEC don't observe that convention. And the fact that the new National Public Secretary, Emma Mobon, has said, look, the party didn't violate any rules, any constitutional provisions or the Electoral Act. You're a lawyer. What's your take on what went down in Ibadan on Saturday?
Well, my take, first of all, thank you very much. My take is that the convention that was held at Ibadan, is a voidable convention under the law.
Voidable?
Voidable, yes. Okay. Voidable. I will not say it is void. It is only the court that will determine whether it is void or is void ab initio, or voidable after whatever. See, why I'm saying this is that, you see, before the convention took place, there was an order of court, from the Federal High Court. Okay. The Federal High Court is a well-constructed, court with jurisdiction to entertain, such matters. And the litigant that went to that particular court was a former governor of Jigawa, Sule Lamido. Yes. He went in there and one of his reasons for going to court is because of the fact that he said that he was denied, picking the form for the chairmanship of this particular whatever that is of the convention that is taking place. And number two, that state congresses were not properly held or they were not held at all. You understand? So those were the grounds on which he went to court and he got that particular order. The order is a subsisting order. Under Section 287 of the 1999 Constitution, the moment a court of law that is validly constituted, and has jurisdiction, makes a pronouncement, that particular order becomes, current and is there to be executed. And all Nigerians, authorities, in fact, the section, says that institutions and individuals are bound to obey it, and even when they execute it, as the case may be. INEC, for instance, is an institution, they are bound, or they were bound to obey that particular order. The governor of Oyo State, and even the members of PDP are Nigerians, they are bound to obey the order until the order is vacated. Whether it was an ex parte order or not, whether it was gotten, or whatever the case may be, or it was taken through the back door, as far as that particular order, was, given, it became subsistent. Okay. So the only way you can do that is not on the pages of newspapers. You have to go to that, maybe the court or a higher court to vacate it. That is the situation. So in that wise, you find that the order was valid before they now got another order of, from a state, high court. Okay. As the case may be in Oyo State, Akintola, I heard, is the judge that, gave that particular order. What today we refer to as conflicting, orders, yes. As the case may be. You see, it's anathema, it's an aberration. Because even the NJC has, said that...
Has reacted?
Not even before today. Before now, before today. In, I think, 2004, the current CJN, Kekereko, yes. Was against it and said judges should refrain, from giving, orders that are conflicting. So that it does not further erode, the confidence the Nigerian people have in the judiciary, as the case may be. Now, as far back as 1974, it's been like that, which means courts have been giving conflicting orders, etc., as the case may be. And right from that 1974 till today, the courts and institutions have said there is no need for you to begin to, when a court has given a valid, order, then you now, court of coordinate jurisdiction, you now go again and give another order. That is, for me, it doesn't make sense.
No, Barrister,
so it's sad.
Let's make some progress here. The Ibadan court order,
yes,
came like 5-10 days,
yes,
1 week before the order that said, look, Sule Lamido should be brought into the mix before the convention.
Yes.
Now, At that point, Justice Akintola said, look, there is nothing stopping that convention. PDP, go ahead and conduct your convention. But I think the order that said you don't have to exclude Lamido came on Friday, either Thursday or Friday, before the convention held on Saturday. In fact, it was on Friday when the court in the morning said, look, you don't have to exclude him. You have to go back, make sure that he is in place, because, I mean, he had breached his fundamental human rights to contest, to vote and be voted for in all of that. Barrister, if Sule Lamido comes and says, okay, like the MMO Bong, the National Public Secretary, said, we are discussing with Lamido. If Lamido comes out and says, it's okay, everything is fine by me, would that convention still be voidable if another person goes to court?
Absolutely so.
If another person goes
absolutely
to court,
so.
that his interest was injured.
Absolutely so, because I can draw from it. Precedents of a court today, precedents of courts were given not by people like, I was not party to suit, but I can draw from a particular judgment of court to say, based on this particular judgment of court, I am acting as this, or I'm doing this. Based, you understand the point now, on the doctrine of stare decisis. Courts have given decision. So that particular decision remains standing. Even if at the end of the day, I go out to now begin to negotiate with whoever I want to negotiate with, it's a valid order. So the only thing that can happen is not by word of mouth. Because the court is not a kangaroo court. Courts are courts of records. So the record of the court is that there was another given on XYZ day. And until and unless you come through the same process to either vacate the order, as the case may be, you understand the point now, that order remains. If they have settled, they can go before the courts, the higher appellate courts or whatever, and destroy the particular order that was given. So that particular order cannot begin to operate in vacuum, as the case may be. So the order was cast in stone, as the case may be, until it is set aside. You cannot set aside the order of court, by mere sitting in a beer parlor and begin to agree that we have settled, whether that particular order is persisting or, is still subsisting, as the case may be. So, two, is that let me even put it very succinctly straight. Like, Bong, the chairman, whoever said, that they have the right to go. It is not true. The NJC in 2021 or thereabout, under the era of Mohammed Tanko, suspended and stunted the growth of 3 justices. One in Cross River. I don't want to call their names. The record is clear. The second one is in River State. The third one is in Kebbi State. What happened? In the suit involving one Prince Uche Secondus, in these 3 matters, of course, of concurrent and coordinate jurisdiction, High Court, people went in there, shop for whatever, got an order. They went to this thing, got an order. They even went as far as Kebbi State, very close to Charge Republic now, to go and get an order. You understand the point now? As at that time, the agency said, look, the misuse of ex parte orders, these orders they got were ex parte orders. It was not a ruling or judgment based on its merit. They were ex parte orders. That is a one-way ticket that the other party was not even heard, as the case may be. Do you understand the point now? So the court, the NJC, under the chairmanship of, Tanko Mohammed, the CJN, former CJN at that time, set up a committee to look into these complaints. And that committee was headed by the retired Justice of the Supreme Court, Mary Odili, who was the vice chairman of the NJC at that time, to look into, this whatever. It was just cantankerous the way we have it now. Conflicting judgments. And you know what happened? The NJC wielded the big stick on those justices and said, you have brought the judicature to public obliquity. You brought them again so that people begin to annihilate them. And there's what we call anarchy. That is, you are bringing anarchy into the judicial platform and firmament. And they were reprimanded. Not just being reprimanded by a slap on the wrist, no. 2 of the justices or judges had their promotion stunted for 5 years. That is, they cannot go beyond the level they are. Even if they merited it. But they cannot be elevated. for 5 years, from 2 years to 5 years,
5 years.
as the case may be. So, and that particular, order or judgment by the NJC is still in full force today.
Still in full
so,
force.
which means it's a precedent that we can draw from. You understand? So, when you begin to say it doesn't really matter, you can say so, but what you are doing, you are putting those judges in trouble.
Okay, we'll talk about judges now,
Yes.
but one thing you've been able to establish here is that, look, even if PDP settles with Sule Lamido,
Absolutely.
there are still line mines.
There's so many.
An interested party who feels injured can go to court.
Can go to court and say there's something, there's another.
Stopping that convention.
That's right.
And it helps.
So it's affecting me.
Okay, now,
You know?
let's take for granted that one is settled. Now, the new National Public Secretary of the PDP, Obong, says that, look, that INEC doesn't need to come and observe that convention. That statutorily, by requirement, what the PDP needs to do is to just write them, which they acknowledge. That acknowledgement is enough, whether they inform them, whether they observe or not. What does it? Can you help us with what the
Electoral Act is very clear that they have to monitor the conventions.
Okay.
The reason why they are monitoring is not to go and dictate to you.
Okay.
To ensure that there was fairness. That is, the Electoral Act is very clear. I can't remember the section now, but I'll dig it out and get it.
Okay.
But it's clear. It says they shall be there.
Okay.
And it's not just INEC. When you talk about, it said the commission. That is what he said. So not by REC, not Ibadan, not a resident electoral commissioner in Ibadan. It's from the headquarters.
From the headquarters.
It's from the commission, not REC. You understand? The courts have said that when the commission is being mentioned, they are talking about the headquarters and the 5 bodies that form the Independent Electoral Commission. The RECs are under them.
Okay.
Staff like you have RECs, Resident Electoral Commission of State, you have SEC, but the commission consists of about 4 or 5 bodies.
Okay.
You understand the point now? Those are the people they are talking about. Until and unless they now give the premature authority and authorization to a REC to go and represent them. If you go to the maybe Agodi Ibadan to go and pick a REC from Oyo Ibadan, whatever, and say it's monitored and it's signs, that is not what the law is talking about. He says that it has to come from them. If they can delegate and say, okay, you go and monitor, as the case may be. So you don't just go there and pick a staff, then write a letter to them or whatever. Meanwhile, the main INEC has been restrained. That is, the commission has been restrained. So any other body acting outside of that restraint, without the authorization imprimatur from the commission itself in Abuja, is doing an exercise in futility.
Okay, a lot of line mine.
That's right.
Let's come back. Talking about the courts, what do you make of these court judgments based on the internal affairs of the party? We had a Supreme Court that said, look, whatever goes on in a party is internal affairs of a political party.
Yes.
So why are courts jumping into issues that border on
so
on,
if, for instance, a quick one, logically speaking, realistically speaking, so if, for instance, internal party affair, you are having a stadium, whatever convention, and there's breakdown of law and order, police will run away and say they will not even intervene and arrest people that have shot people with guns, or stab people, break people's head, to say, oh, it's internal affairs of PDP. We can't interfere.
No, but
you understand the point now?
No, I don't understand. This is
I'm telling you, I'm saying, if you say that, the reason I'm coming, I know where you are going. I know where
specific on that.
I know where you are going. For me, you have to go and read the judgment.
Okay.
You don't have vest.
Okay.
People have vest. That is the problem. And that what the court was saying there is that except if no fundamental breach of the person's rights to disenfranchise him. You understand the point now?
No,
so good. Let me put it this way.
Yes.
If I'm a member of a political party and there's a convention, I'm supposed to be a delegate, I am supposed to vote. But one way or the other, I was restrained from going to carry out my duty in that political party to either vote for my candidate of my choice
or be voted for.
They told me to go. They asked me to go. I couldn't penetrate that. It happened in River State, in APC in River State, during the Amechi era. That's why you had two polar DC today in River State. What happened was this: a group who were holding APC by its jugular as that time during Buhari time, you know, had to go and conduct conventions of this nature, of state delegates, whatever, in Port Harcourt. You understand? Then Amechi and his group now went to court to say, look, we bought forms. These are the receipts that we use in buying forms. We wanted to participate. All our candidates in our own faction were not even allowed into the stadium. You understand the point now? Many of those of us who were delegates were not allowed into the stadium. We were disenfranchised. They now went to court under section 46 of 1 because their rights were muzzled by the party. The majority will have their way, but minority will have their say.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Till today, that is why you find out that APC in Rivers State is in limbo. Because court judgments upon even court of appeal reaffirmed and said, yes, we cannot intervene or interfere in internal affairs of a political party, as the case may be. But when it involves, you know, disenfranchisement, when it involves breach to my rights.
Okay, breach to his fundamental
human rights.
Okay.
That's why I made the example and the allusion to the fact that what happened in Ibadan, assuming there was gun shooting and there was violence inside the stadium. So the police cannot go there and arrest the situation and even arrest those people who are causing trouble.
The police will be naturally doing a law and enforcement.
No, but it's
I think the problem people have is the issue of when it involved the leadership selection of the party. The Supreme Court said
nobody is disobeying the leadership. What Lamido is saying
is his fundamental human right.
Yes, it's fundamental human right. And he said that there was no due process. So because you cannot intervene in internal affairs of a political party, then you allow illegalities to thrive, and the court will throw their eyes away. There was no state delegates, whatever Congress that was held. Once Congress was not held, then you now allow illegality to go. So
about the state and local government Congress.
Yes.
The new National Public Secretary also said, look, that they made a quorum. That they had the number
they have to see what they needed to do. Well, let me tell you, instead of forum shopping, what would have happened for them to go and attack with these facts they have now? Attack the ruling of whatever the suit before Justice Lifo. Because Lamido is saying that, one, they did not follow due process. Two, that they even breached the constitution of PDP. I don't know if you know. These are germane grounds.
Him.
Yes, he stated all those things. These are his grounds. And they are germane and genuine.
No, Barry.
So what happens is that let them go and attack those particular whatever.
I think we have left the issue of Sule Lamido. What I'm saying now is, Emomo Bong said when people raise the issue of there are some states that didn't come with delegates, and said no. Well, unfortunately, those states didn't come. But despite that, we also had a quorum to third.
That is his own opinion. His own opinion.
No, I am constitutional.
That is what they will say. Even Wike will tell you it is constitutional what they are doing. Lamido will tell you that it is constitutional what they are doing.
So at the end of the day,
the same position of PDP.
At the end of the day, it is the court that
will decide. It is the court. So
will be the final.
You see, when you give an opinion, just as I'm giving my own opinion now, does not mean that I'm right 100%. Okay. It's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. In the own board or whatever demands, he's entitled to his own opinion. But tomorrow you will hear somebody from the other camp and he will bring out sections of the PDP constitution that was breached. And he begins to tell you that what they did there was not supposed to be like that. So which opinion will not supersede the other? That is the question I'm asking.
Okay, now, Barrister, something happened in Ibadan on that Saturday, and that's what I want us to talk about. Very interesting. Now, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has expelled FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, former Ekiti Governor Ayodele Faloshe, and National Secretary Samuel Anyang over alleged anti-party activities. The decision was approved at the party's national convention in Ibadan after a motion moved by Olabode George and seconded by Bauchi PDP chairman Samaila Buga, while PDP Governors Forum chairman Bala Mohammed put the motion to a voice vote. Others expelled include factional chairman Mohammed Abdurrahman, Imo chairman Austin Wachuku, Abia chairman Ama Nana, South Zonal Secretary Tona George, National Organizing Secretary Umaru Bature, National Legal Advisor Kamaldeen Ajibade, Factional BOT Chairman Ma Ohuwabunwa, and a dose Dan Obi, where the expulsion was announced on the party's official X handle. The action deepens the PDP's internal crisis, especially as Wike is still influential despite serving as an APC government. and has accused the Damagun-led leadership of planning an illegal convention and manipulating the party structure of 2027. The leadership, this national committee proceeded with the that state working, in 5 states were dissolved: Imo, Anambra, Ebonyi, Akwa Ibom, and all of that. Barrister, I don't even know what. You listen to the intro. Do you agree or disagree with the party, with what the party has done? Do they have the right to expel Nyesom Wike?
The party has the right to expel.
Okay.
Political parties, democratic institutions, they have the right to expel, suspend. If it's within their constitution to do that, they can do that. But I am saying that this expulsion is coming too late. It's coming too late.
Before you get into the expulsion, expulsion coming early or late, now my question is, the real question is, the National Working Committee that expelled Wike and Sam Anyanwu and Fayose. Sam Anyanwu had also expelled those other people. So which one is the authentic faction of the PDP now that has the power, that has the right to expel the other ones? That is the question.
It was Albert Camus that wrote about the theater of the absurd. You understand? When you see, things of this nature, it's an absurdity. You understand? PDP is hemorrhaging. PDP is a dagger drawn with itself. PDP is in a fight and battle against itself. That is why I feel so sad when courts, come in or they draw the judiciary into this, whatever as case may be. What PDP is happening is just like garage boys politics. It's not different from what is happening with NURTW. When they want to change government or they can be violent and use any means possible within their means, to achieve whatever they want. So then the end justifies the means. The way and manner you use in achieving that is of no moment.
The NURTW you mentioned now seems to have more internal cohesion now.
Cohesion will be used by brute force.
Okay, by brute force.
Machinations of ferocity of the use of brute force. Okay. It's a regimented one. Okay. If you don't fall in line, you'll be disciplined. If you're not very careful, you might even get your life. You might lose your
more
life.
Like a piece of the grave.
That what's happening in PDP right now? Okay. The PDP battle is a battle against itself. I don't know whether there's any. In fact, PDP is the most disorganized political party in the whole of the world right now. PDP, like I described them this morning, is a political party that is standing on spindle legs and distended tummy. What I call kwashiorkor party. That is what the party is now. A party whose house is divided. Even the little or the small microscopic few left are still a dagger drawn with themselves. So PDP is highly lobotomized right now. PDP right now is in the ICU, what they call internal care unit of the political hospital. PDP has been involved in what I call political harakiri. They have committed suicide. So many suicides have been taking place in PDP. PDP right now is no longer a political party in my own view, but a disorganized amalgam of people who are confused looking for Ruda. It's not easy for them to regain that, as case may be. And they have not been helpful to themselves, in the sense that even those who are struggling for the soul on one partner, tomorrow you hear they have decamped or defected to the other side of the divide. If Bukola Saraki can get up and say that PDP is a dead party, that only an insane man will go there and contest under PDP. That tells you the story. Do I need to say more and use more vocabulary to describe the asphyxiation of PDP? PDP is gone.
The Bukola Saraki you mentioned was here in Lagos, celebrating Ayo Fayoshe's 65th birthday.
Absolutely.
And on that same day, Ayo Fayoshe was expelled from the PDP
They are
while he
both-
was celebrating
and they are-
his birthday.
yes, they
Now,
can expel.
Barrister, I want to ask you. I want to put you on the spot because I like for us to draw from your wealth of experience, you know, as a lawyer. I want to make you a judge, a high court judge, in this matter. Now, if this case comes to you, which faction will you recognize as the authentic faction of the PDP?
See, let me
Based
tell.
on history, I want you to rely on history, on what has happened.
Let me say.
legal, you
No,
know,
I will not.
causes and all of that.
Clothe me or vest me with the cloak of a judge. I can't
No,
even
very sorry, we are
subscribe.
simulating.
No, I'm
We are
not. I'm not good. I can't even subscribe to that.
Okay.
The beard does not make the philosopher. You understand? So because I'm talking here does not mean I have the infinite wisdom or near infinite wisdom of a judge sitting down. But in my own case also, I will recuse myself from that garb you are trying to give to me because I'm also partisan. So my answer will be a very subjective one because of my nature and partisanship.
No, I want you to give a
But
I want
yes,
you to give a
except you want me to
opinion on
dwell,
this.
if you want me to dwell in make-believe, maybe let me act fame and do movie.
I want you to rely on history, you know, the recent past. What has happened in the PDP?
The history is lopsided. And the authentic, you know, in my view, because you said so, he said, let me put it this way, since you want me to say something, is the wicked
No,
faction.
I don't want you to say
Is
something.
the wicked,
I want
I'm
you to
saying,
give a legal opinion.
I'm saying is the wicked faction.
On what basis?
A lot of grounds.
Okay.
The wicked is, you know, epitomizes PDP.
Okay.
All these people fighting today were all they were under the same canopy. They ate, drank together. They also were hobnobbing together.
Okay.
I live in Port Harcourt, and I know that Wike became a mecca some years ago. Some of these people talking today, they were all sleeping there, and he was doling out money to finance them, and he has boasted, you know, consistently that members of the House of National Assembly, House of Assembly of States, governors of state under the PDP canopy, that he single-handedly, you know, sponsored them. To the extent that Dino Melaye today, that is against, yes, Wike, confessed and said, look, that he knows so he's not in good terms with Yes Wike. But when he was contesting as governor of Kogi State, that this man provided him with a private jet and some money. You understand? That is how far it will go. Now look at it to tell you how it is now. Move Twang or Plateau and the other governor, I forgot his name.
Fintri.
These are people, they said, no, you don't need to do that. PDP needs reconciliation. That tells you something. That in their heart of heart, you know, they feel that it will be betrayal to support a cause that will begin to hurt, you know, a Yes Wike and his people.
Okay.
Because of what he has done. Yes Wike became like the Gongon Medusa of PDP. You understand? He became like the Autolycus. You understand? And without Yes Wike, in my own opinion, if you like, go against me. If you like, hate me. But I'm saying that without him, the PDP will not. I don't think PDP will come up, except they reinvent themselves like the mythical bird of phoenix.
Okay, Barrister, I was expecting that you give your opinion based on the facts of the law, not on emotions, like you rightly said.
That is why I told you that the garb of the Judex, the garb of the Judex cannot be. I can't participate.
I'd like for you to hold on.
So I'm partisan.
I'd like for you to hold on to.
I'm partisan.
To hold on to your thought because there's an incoming call.
Yes.
Hello there. Good evening, and thanks for calling in on a political lens. Your name and where you're calling from. 1 minute, sir.
My name is Ibrahim, from United Kingdom.
Okay, thank you, Ibrahim. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to appreciate your guest, Barrister. I love the way he tries to educate us on what is going on PDP today. He's giving us a lot of insights that is not biased. He's a barrister. Now, Mr. Okoro, this is the person you're supposed to bring to us so that we can have more knowledge about what is going on in Nigeria. Can you see this barrister, the way he talks to us? Address the matter without bias. Thank you so much. That is my own contribution.
All right, thank you, Ibrahim. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time and attention to this program. Now, Barrister, back to you. Can you land on your thoughts, sir?
The land on my thought is that PDP cannot reinvent itself, except they have the characteristics and attributes of the mythical bird of Phoenix that had 9 lives, or that had that when you think is dead, it will just come out and resurrect, and now go back. Let me tell you, the reason PDP is disintegrated or has disintegrated is because of the motley crowd of power-hungry people.
Who are the power-hungry people?
All of them. Everybody, members of the PDP today, all of them.
Barrister, they said...
You understand?
They said Iyochayu was the problem. He left.
That is what I'm saying. If you look at now, most of them have left.
They said P2B was the problem. P2B left. The problem persisted.
And maybe if I was there, they say I'm the problem too.
They said Atiku Abubakar was the problem. Atiku Abubakar left. The problem persisted. So, who are the power-hungry people?
See, I say without sense of apology to any Nigerian politician, listen to me. The Nigerian political, I mean the political with a CO, not political, as the case may be, they are self-serving. They are transactional and at the same time very prescriptive. They are very reticent when it comes to what they will get. They are obdurate when you begin to ask them to help the people. The word derived from, the political is that if you are a politician, you are a problem solver. Not to create more problems. But when you say, some of them will say, I'm a politician, but you don't even know the meaning. A politician, just like a dietitian, a medical doctor, you are there to solve problems. Their own problem is that there is no laboratory for them to go. The problem is social engineering. That is why you see they come to tell you, this is what I can do, this is what I can do, by way of manifesto. So the Nigerian politicians do not have that kind of whatever. That is why we are suffering. And that is why you see the party is disintegrating. Now they are fighting not because of the good of Nigerians, but because of the good of their own pocket for state capture and self-aggrandizement.
Talking about the party disintegrating further, we have governors Muftuan of Plateau State and Adamu Fintiri of Adamawa State saying, no, we are not part of that expulsion and all of that. And this governors forum used to be one intact unit. So with this, with their division, and we also hear that Abu Kefas, of Taraba State, will be joining the APC on Wednesday. Barrister, do you think that the PDP might be able to reinvent himself before 2027?
My mom once told me, said, living under the tree does not make you, no matter how cool under the tree is, it's never a house for you to stay.
Okay.
A tattered umbrella cannot even shield you from a cup of water that is falling from above. So that is the state the PDP is right now. PDP, for me, is gone. I keep saying that, and that is very correct. People have wrongly made allusions to say, forget, even when this person was in power, PDP was in control. I say no. I mean, they had more governors. I say no. As at that time, a lot of PDP governors even defected. You understand the point now? That Jonathan still lost the election. I say yes, that's the reason, because the governors, Atiku Abubakar also left the party for them. So, but in this case, governors are going to APC. The question about, is there a honey pot inside APC that these people are going to drink from? Nobody has been able to answer. But my only little answer I can give is that the honey pot that is in APC is the National Treasury.
Okay.
See, no Nigerian should deceive himself. Politicians do political engineering where it suits them best. Not for you and I. Not for you and I. Imagine defection here and there. Crossing the landscape, etc. How has that made Nigeria a better country?
Okay.
Is Nigeria not still wallowing in poverty, stagnation, hunger, strife, insecurity, killings? Many people die of hunger now in Nigeria more than even wars in Somalia. Many people in Nigeria today.
Unfortunately so.
Oh, yeah, it's unfortunate.
Okay, Barrister.
It's so sad.
So, sir, Barrister, before we get into the next and final topic of discussion, there's something I'd like to discuss with you. We have not seen it for a while, you know. Since Wike had an altercation with the naval officer, I have not seen with you, I have not met you, you know, on the show. And I would like for you to tell us, what's your reaction to that? Did the FCT minister overreach himself, as some people have said publicly?
The two of them overreached themselves.
Okay.
The general, I mean, the lieutenant, or whatever they call him.
Okay.
I don't know, they said he's a young boy. I don't watch things like that.
Officer,
Of course, the naval officer should be ashamed of himself, in the sense that you are going to guard the private property of a general in the army.
The Minister of Defense.
It doesn't matter. See, let me, it doesn't
see. We will protect our officers who are in legal, active legal
illegal duty.
No, he said active legal duty.
He's not active, but see, inactive illegal duty. If you want to profile it, no, he's not in legal duty under the law. Under the law, he's not supposed to be there. See, an American soldier will stand before a rocket launcher to go to Korea. You don't push property. That Nigeria said, because they I'm coming, let me just land and put it. Soldiers have gone. No, let me say it under 2 seconds. Okay. Soldiers are going to go and collect, use to go and draw debt. I'm telling you, I witnessed it.
That's not active legal duty.
Is that active legal duty?
Okay, no.
Protecting land, is that active legal duty on the part of the army officer? Even though yes, the way the manner of approach he did, he approached the young man was not congruent.
Okay,
but two wrongs. For every action, there's a reaction. If they were not there, there will be no reaction.
Okay, now I asked a guest on my show here, Political Lens. He sat where you are sitting now.
Yes.
And I asked him, are you aware that the president is the governor of Abuja? And that constitutionally, that the minister of FCT holds that position in trust for him.
Yes.
And that holding that position in trust for him means that he's holding it in trust for the Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I asked him, didn't that young man disrespect the Commander-in-Chief of the...
The point is that if you want to say, as the case may be, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, because a lot of people have been saying, Wike is representing the president, so because of his action, he has disgraced the president. I'm asking you, the man that went to guard land, did he not disgrace the armed forces? Did he not disgrace the armed forces? That's the question we're asking now. Two wrongs cannot make a right. That's number one. See, for every action, there must be a reaction. Now, are the military above board? That is the first question that should come. I am not saying that what the FCT minister did by challenging him was proper. Okay. It should be, I would say, infradig him, because it was not befitting of a minister or a man of that exalted and respected position. Okay. But something cost it. Okay. And if those people, the constitutive factor was not present, then he will not leave his office.
Do you have a problem with the minister going there in person to supervise the demolition?
Of course, I don't have any problem, because that's the Nigerian nature. Okay. That is how Nigeria is. The Nigerian people, many of us are very stubborn. And we believe in authority power.
You are a lawyer. They say
authority power.
They say he didn't have a court order, so he shouldn't have gone.
Who said he didn't have a court order? Who said?
Assuming he
no, you can't assume.
Okay, let's say
if you assume,
let's say he didn't have.
You cannot. Like, I will not agree to that, Mr. Okoro.
Okay.
What I will tell you is this: let us not be, doing what I call conjectural, hypothesis. Okay. You just sit down and conjure and believe that assuming. See, no, I deal with what is. I know what ought to be.
Can you demolish someone's house without court order?
You under the law.
Okay,
you cannot demolish. But we have seen situations where El-Rufai was called demolition man. Okay. When it was FCT Abuja, they said they never got court orders. Now, if a property was demolished, Now, do I need to go and recruit militants from my creek to come and fight the minister? Why can't I approach the court? And the Constitution says that if your house is demolished, for instance, illegally, you have the rights.
Okay, all right.
If we don't build our institutions, they will not grow.
They will not grow. All right, Barrister, before we leave, Pope Leo XIV names Nigeria among nations facing Christian persecution.
Yes.
It's troubling and it's an ongoing debate.
Absolutely, yes.
Nigeria. Well, Pope Leo XIV has listed Nigeria among countries where Christians frequently face attacks alongside Bangladesh, Mozambique, and Sudan. Well, in a message posted on his official X account on Sunday, the pontiff expressed concern over ongoing assaults on Christian communities and places of worship. Barrister, we have outsourced practically everything in Nigeria. We have outsourced our judiciary. We have outsourced everything. Now, we've been having this debate whether there is genocide in Nigeria or not. First, it took a Trump to say there is Christian genocide. Now, the Pope has said Christians are being persecuted in Nigeria. Barrister, where are we headed to as a people?
I have said this and I will reiterate that genocide does not mean that you must kill 10 million people for it to be genocide. Under the Genocide Act, 1948, what it says is that if you go out to begin to kill just because of ethnicity, religion, or politics, as the case may be, whether it's 10 people you kill, whether it's 1,000 people that you have killed, is genocide because you want to wipe out those particular people. In Nigeria today, we must not hide the fact. In Plateau State, who are the people committing the havoc? Are they not the jihadists? Whether we like it or not. The Boko Haram today, are they Christians? ISWAP, are they Christians? Are they not Muslims that are ravaging, creating problems all over the place? If you go around Nigeria today, most kidnapping groups, they speak Arab and whatever as the case may be. They mask as jihadists. Then you are telling me that there's no whatever genocide. Do I need to be killed before I will not, people will know that there's genocide? What is happening today is as a result of the obtuse constitution that we have in Nigeria. Okay. A particular religious group believe that they have the premature authorization to force on others their religious hegemony. That is what I'm saying. Okay. Why do you have section 277 in our constitution, giving Sharia? Why is it that Kano State, Sokoto, Zamfara, etc., we establish his bar and begin to operate? Even the constitution says that the House of Assembly of these states I've mentioned can even come out and make laws that we aid Sharia. Sharia is an Islamic code. There is no need for us to hide it. Sharia is an Islamic code. So those who are saying genocidal, whatever, against Christians, I wholeheartedly, believe it is true. Because the killings that are taking place, if you look at what has, I know that yes, 1 or 2 mosques have been bombed, but the number of bombings of churches and Christian people has outnumbered the other one. So what are you going to talk about? Is what Boko Haram? I don't know, Muslim entities. So these are the things. Sheikh Gumi will come out. Sheikh Gumi will even come out and begin to support them. Is Sheikh Gumi a Christian?
Unfortunately, Barrister, we are out of time.
I feel so sad. I don't know. I feel so sad.
This morning, and we spoke a lot with him about terrorism, what he has done with the Nigerian government, and all of that. Well, I must say a very big thank you to you, Barrister Adams. We appreciate your presence.
Thank you so much.
Always. And I believe we can do this some other time.
Absolutely, we are ready.
Next week.
God bless you.
All right, thank you very much.